All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This will be the Orca C show cause calendar and the Orca C status conference calendar this morning. I'll be presiding over court this morning. For those of you defendants that are on Zoom, let me please remind you that this is an official court session. As such, you should conduct yourself as though you were in court with me. That means that if you're driving, I'm going to need for you to pull over. If you are at work, I'm going to need for you to find a quiet place to speak with the court. You should not be walking around or trying to conduct other business during this court session. If you are a defendant in a case, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We do have public defenders that are available to assist you if you qualify for their services. I have Mr. Hadid in the courtroom with me this morning, and we do have additional public defenders that are on Zoom this morning. I see Ms. Gant there. And let's see, I see Mr. Trejo?
That's right, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Trejo. I believe this is the first time that you've been in court with me. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
At the end of my presentation, I am going to let you all know how you can qualify for the public defender services if you wish to do that. And I'll allow Mr. Trejo or Ms. Gant to inform you of how to get that done. There will be some information in the chat that you should go into and start to fill out once your name has been called. We also have solicitors present this morning for you to speak with if you would like to see if you can resolve the case today. We'll allow you to speak with them and give so that they can give you their offers. If you are not happy with what they offer you, you can still enter a not guilty plea. If you enter a not guilty plea, you will have the right to either have a jury trial or a bench trial. If you request a jury trial, I will return the case to the division judge and you'll get notification in the future as to when that jury trial will occur. If you request a bench trial, that will be before me sometime in the very near future. Let's see, Ms. Gant, would you like to inform, good morning, would you like to inform people how to obtain your services if they wish to do that this morning?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. If you would like to receive the services of the public defender in the chat feature, please place your email and the best telephone number to contact you. Once you do that, one of our public defenders, myself, Wanda Gant, or Mr. Xavier Trejo will reach out to you to help you complete the application.
All right, thank you. And I see, good morning, Ms. Marshall Story from the Solicitor's Office, Ms. Githiea from the Solicitor's Office. Will anyone else be joining you all this morning?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, well, very good. All right, let me begin with the Orca C show cause calendar. These cases have already been on a calendar one time before. And apparently did not show at that time, and we've given them an additional opportunity to appear. Position number one, Mark Beatty.
Mr. Beatty is present. He just filled out the application. He does qualify. You can hold my report so I can speak to him.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr.
It'll be our case, Judge.
Okay, very good.
I'll be right with you, Mr. Beatty.
Position number two, Michael Harper. Is Mr. Harper with us?
Your Honor, if I may, from which calendar are you reading Orca C status?
I'm beginning with the Orca C show cause calendar.
I guess my concern is position one on the Orca C show cause calendar that I have is Mark Beatty.
Okay.
I don't think she heard.
Mr. Hadid made an announcement regarding Mr. Beatty, Ms. Gant. Did you hear that?
I do apologize for interrupting. Okay.
No, you're fine, Ms. Gant. So I'm hoping that everyone has the same calendar numbered the same way, but the calendar that I have, position one, was Mr. Beatty, who is in court with me, and Mr. Hadid is representing him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So position 2 is Michael Harper. What's the state's pleasure on Mr. Harper?
Your Honor, the state is requesting a bench warrant. This is an FTA from July 13th, 2022.
Okay, bench warrant will be granted. Position 3, Shalom's Mivens. I have that that Mivens is notice was returned to sender. Mr. Mivens or Ms. Mivens did not appear on July 13th. What's the state's pleasure?
The state's requesting a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 4, Vanessa Preston.
Your Honor, the state is requesting a bench warrant.
Okay. As this is a theft by shoplifting, I'm going to issue a dead docket. Position 5, Quintavia Sims.
The state is requesting a bench warrant, Your Honor.
Bench warrant will be granted. Position 6, Amber Tyer, Tyer.
The state is requesting a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted. Let's move on to the Orca C status conference calendar. I have that position 1 was Noel Prost, William Browning. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Position 2, Kamiko Burns. Mr. Majeski with us? He had a
Judge,
conflict.
I'd be more than happy to reach out to Mr. Majeski if you'd like.
Yes, would you do that, please? Thank you, Mr. Schiffer. I
Absolutely,
see that
Judge.
he had a conflict the last time he was on the calendar, and I know that he's normally with us, so I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Position number 3, Corey Clark.
Good morning, Wanda Gant for Corey Clark. I do not see him on the Zoom, but I have been in contact with him. I will continue to try to reach him.
Ms. Gant, we don't seem to have a good address for Mr. Clark, so if you will, since you, does the Public Defender's Office represent Mr. Clark?
Yes, Your Honor, and he did provide an updated address on his public defender's application.
Okay, if you can get that to the court, I'll come back to this case at the end of the calendar. Given that you represent him, I'm not going to issue a bench warrant, but I want to give him the opportunity to appear so that we can address the matter.
Thank you.
All right, position number 4, Michael Davis.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have announced to the court at the time of our last appearance that I have been unable to contact and communicate with Mr. Davis. We have attempted every means possible, but have had no response. I don't know what his status is at this time.
Okay, so I guess at this point in time, we don't have any option but to issue a bench warrant, and hopefully we can get him that way. And once we do, we can proceed with the case. Okay.
The state is in agreement, Your Honor.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for your efforts, Mr. Harbour. Court appreciates. And I hate to issue a bench warrant for someone that's represented. But if you can't contact him, I don't see anything else that we can do.
I agree, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Do you have anything else before we, Mr. Harbour, this morning?
Nothing further. May I be excused?
Yes, you have a good day. Good to see you.
All right, thank you, sir. Likewise.
Thank you. Position number 5, Douglas Fortson.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Just so the court is aware, he did not qualify last time on the 13th of July, Judge.
Okay.
Right.
Good morning, Mr. Fortson. I believe the last time you were here that I was giving you the opportunity to obtain counsel in this matter. Have you been able to obtain a lawyer to represent you?
No, Your Honor, not yet. I've been calling around. I've came up with half of the money for a lawyer, but I just need a little more time to come up with the rest so I can get a lawyer to properly represent me. If you would allow me to, another month or two, maybe.
Okay.
To
Mr. Fortson, I'm happy to work with you as long as you are trying to move it forward. I'd rather move it forward with counsel. So I'm happy to give you another opportunity. And the fact that you keep appearing speaks well on your behalf. So let's see. I'll move you till the status conference calendar on October 5th. Okay?
October 5th. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, does that work for you, Mr. Fortson?
Yes, sir, that works. I should be ready by then.
Okay, very good. Well, we appreciate it. And we'll see you back on October 5th, sir.
Okay, am I free to go, Your Honor?
Yes, have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, I've just been texting with Mr. Majeski. He is in a hearing in DeKalb County and indicates that this is on the Burns case, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
He has announced or asked me to announce for him that they're ready for trial and to be placed on a trial calendar.
Okay, so the court appreciates you reaching out to him. We will return position number 2, Mr. Okamiko Burns, to the division judge, and we will send Mr. Majeski paperwork as far as the scheduling order goes and a formal request for a jury trial.
Thank you, Judge. I'll pass that on to him right now. Thank you, Judge.
Very good. I appreciate you reaching out.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Position 6, David Gibson.
Good morning, Judge. Mr. Gibson is physically present. I have the plea paperwork worked up, Judge, so we're ready.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Dunn. Position 7, Kimberly Hartwell.
Good morning, Your Honor. J. Thomas Salata from Ms. Hartwell.
Good
She
morning.
is present, and we're asking for a jury trial.
Okay. As such, again, we will return this to the division judge. Mr. Salata will get you the paperwork with a formal request for a jury trial and a scheduling order. And once that's complete, the case will be transferred back to the division judge. Okay, anything further this morning?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, have a good day. You also, Ms. Hartwell.
You too.
Position number 8, Antavius Hill.
How you doing, sir? Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Hill. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Mr. Hill, I apologize. He also did not qualify for the service of his office in July.
Okay. Mr. Hill, again, you did not qualify for the services of the public defender. I believe the last time you were on the calendar, I was giving you the opportunity to obtain counsel. Have you had the opportunity to do that?
Not at the moment, sir. If possible, if I get some more time.
Okay. Are you actively seeking to get an attorney? What's the issue?
Well, to be honest, the lady, I guess I have, she's not my probation officer, but I call in every month to let her know, everything's okay with me and Mr. Weir. But she was telling me I should just get him to come up here and speak on behalf of his bed.
Yeah, Mr. Hill, you're probably out on. You are probably out on bond, and who you're probably speaking to will be pretrial services regarding this matter. So, what's going to happen is that you're going to either have to plead guilty or not guilty to the matter. I'm happy to have the solicitor put on the record what the recommendation for a plea would be. And if you do not want to accept that recommendation, then you would either have to request from the court to have a bench trial or a jury trial. Okay?
Right, okay.
All right, so I'm going to get to the end of the calendar. Is this your case, Ms. Marshall-Story?
No, Your Honor, it's Ms. Githiea's case.
Okay, I'm going to get to the end of the calendar, then I'm going to have Ms. Githia place on the record what the offer is, and then I will come back to you and you let me know what you want to do, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so hold on for me, sir.
All right.
Position number 9, Olivia Horton.
Your Honor, that's my case. Joshua Schiff on behalf of Ms. Horton, who is present. We submitted all the paperwork this morning for a plea to one count of a plea of nolo contendere to one count of reckless driving, and we're ready to proceed at Your Honor's convenience. I will note that I have another virtual appearance at 10 a.m. or so, if I could be towards the front of the line, if that's at all possible.
Okay, let me get through the end of the calendar. I'll take you first and take
Of
that.
course,
Okay.
Judge.
All right,
Thank you again very much.
Okay. I see you there. Is this Kamiko Burns? Is that you, Ms. Burns, there? Okay, Ms. Burns, your counsel has announced that you're going to have a jury trial in this case. As such, you need to get in touch with him. And in your case, it's going to be returned to the division judge. Okay, so you don't have to. We're happy to have you here this morning, but you don't have to be on the Zoom call if you wish to go about your day. Okay. All right. Have a good day, ma'am. Position 10, Courtney Hughes.
Good morning, Your Honor. Wanda again on behalf of Ms. Hughes. I will request a breakout with ASG Githiea.
Okay. Position 11, Xavier Marion.
Morning, Your Honor. Craig Murphy for Mr. Marion. He is present on the Zoom. Your Honor, on the last calendar we appeared on, we announced that we had not received discovery in the case. We filed for it last year. I have spoken to this assistant solicitor. They've told me it's available through the online system. I have pulled it up. I'm attorney of record. I did all my filing. It says that that document is hidden. So I cannot access discovery. I've asked the state to send it to me, but have been unsuccessful in getting it thus far.
Okay. Whose case is this with the state? Position 11.
My case, Your Honor, Sarita Githiea.
Did you hear counsel, Ms. Githiea?
Yes, I
And is
will try to get that to him.
Okay, let's, can we get that done by October 5th? Is that a good date for you?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you all can exchange that discovery and see if we can move this case first, I will move it forward. I will put it on the status calendar for October 5th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
May we be excused?
Yes, have a good day. I know you have another appointment or another court date. Position 12, Danielle McMath.
That person also did not qualify.
Hi, good morning, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm being told, Ms. McMath, that you did not qualify for the services of the public defender. Have you had the opportunity to obtain private counsel?
No, Your Honor, not at the time. It's been kind of hard, difficult for me right now. I wouldn't use it as an excuse, but I am a mother of 3, and I've been having school and work. And as far as me being able to afford one, I can't afford a counsel right now. I do have my daughter that is here, which is the alleged victim. And we are both here on Zoom right now. She just wanted to talk. So.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, Ms. McBath, is that I'm going to have the solicitor at the end of the calendar place the offer on the record. If the solicitor would like to speak with the alleged victim in the case, I'm happy to allow them to do that also. And then once that's complete, you're gonna have to let me know what you would like, how you would like to move the case forward, okay?
Okay, yeah.
All right, so just hang on the line for me. Thank you. Let's see, position number 13, Luis Mendoza.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Eli Bennett on behalf of Jerome Lee this morning. We've spoken to Ms. Githiea, and we both agreed that this case should be scheduled for a motion hearing in the division court.
Okay, what type of motion, Mr. Bennett?
Yes, sir. It's a plea and bar on statute of limitations grounds and a general demurrer.
Okay, so this court, this Orca court is hearing those pleas. So
oh, great.
I'm happy to place you on my next on my next calendar.
Fantastic. Thank you, Your Honor.
When is our next motions calendar?
Give me, one moment, Your Honor. But I just. I'm just saying. It's no motion at 11:30. Yeah. So we can do September 28th at 11:30.
9:28.
Did you hear that, Mr. Bennett?
I did. Thank you, sir.
Okay, does that work for you?
Calendar's a moving target. I'll make it work, Your Honor. Thank you.
Very good. I try to make these as easy as possible for council. All right, so I will see you back on September 28th at 11:30. And
Yes, sir.
we normally do those motions in person down here in G33, okay?
Perfect. I'll be there. Thank you, sir.
All right, and we'll get a court reporter for you.
Very good.
All right, have anything further, Mr. Bennett, on my calendar?
No, sir.
All right, have a good day.
You as well.
Position 14, Kenyera Sanders.
Good morning, Judge. Our office just received a message from Ms. Sanders' attorney, Christopher Campbell. He states he is in Superior Court here in the courthouse this morning, and he will report to your courtroom within 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So I'm holding for your attorney, Ms. Sanders, okay? All right, thank you.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Position 15, Eric Tillery.
Good morning, Your Honor. Wanda again on behalf of Mr. Tillery. He is present, and the announcement is that we're pleading not guilty. We're waiving arraignment and pray for jury trial.
Okay, we will return the case to the division judge, and we will send out the case management order along with the formal request for a jury trial. Thank you, Ms. Gant.
And may Mr. Tillery be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, have a good day, Mr. Tillery.
Thank you, Judge.
Position 16, Ray Williams.
Good morning, Judge. Mr. Williams is present as an officer of the court. There was a question as far as restitution. The victim is here. I gave her the restitution this morning, $147, Judge. And I'm letting the state know, I think they're gonna move to non-pros with the restitution being resolved. So I don't know if the court wishes to inquire from the victim directly, or is that satisfactory for the state?
Whose case is this with the state, Ms. Guilty?
This is my case, Your Honor.
Council is
Yes.
representing that the restitution has been paid. Are you all going to now press the case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you need anything further from the victim who is here in court with me, Ms. Guilty?
I will take your word for it, Your Honor.
Well, you taking Mr. Haddad's word. All right.
Yes, we will know process.
I'm sure that he would say something if it was not correct. So, all right, very good. Everyone can be excused, Mr. Todd. Thank you. Okay, is there anyone that did not hear their name or who joined us late? That concludes the Orca C status conference calendar and the Orca C show cause calendar.
Courtney Hughes, I'm waiting on my lawyer to get my public defender, I guess, to get out of split out.
Ms. Hughes, I'm waiting to speak with the solicitor, Guilty.
Okay. All right, so with that said, let me go back to take the plea in the Horton matter. So I have a non-cross for the possession of marijuana, which I'm signing right now. It's my understanding that this is going to be a no-low plea to reckless driving and failure to exercise due care. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Your Honor, if I may, I know it's in the court's discretion, but I do just want to put it on the record that the state does oppose the NOLO.
Oh, I apologize for that, Judge. That I didn't speak at length about that with Assistant Solicitor General Githea. I figured that Ms. Horton is legally entitled to that at the court's discretion. And it will provide substantial hardship release when it comes to points assessed on license as well as financial issues.
Right. Ms. Githea, do you know why you're opposing the NOLO? Is that something just in the ordinary course of the solicitor's office? And do you have the history for the court?
Yes, Your Honor, it is our policy that we don't accept the NOLOs for the DUIs. It looks like this may be Ms. Horton's only cycle on the criminal history.
Okay, as such, I am going to allow her to use her NOLO for the reckless driving and for the failure to exercise due care. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
And let's see, Ms. Horton, can you raise your right hand for me? Is she here?
Yes, Judge, I'm seeing her in my screen. Ms. Horton, if you would please unmute
okay.
your phone.
Okay, yes, I'm here.
Okay, very good. Good morning, Ms. Horton. Again, if you could raise your right hand for me. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Githea?
Yes, Your Honor. The state expects the evidence to show that on September 15th, 2020, Olivia Horton did drive a vehicle on the roadway or highway of this state in a reckless disregard for the safety of persons or property thereon. And she also unlawfully did utilize her cell phone while operating a motor vehicle, causing her to impede traffic as well as disregard a police officer attempting to perform a traffic stop. The offer is 12 months to serve 1 day, balance probated, a $1,000 fine, 40 hours of community service, alcohol drug evaluation and treatment, risk reduction, 1 victim impact panel. And the possession of the marijuana offense will be no prosecution.
All right, and the credit to serve 1 day, is it credit for time served 1 day?
Let me just double check that.
Yes, it is, Judge.
Correct, yes, it is credit for time served.
Okay. All I have on the paperwork is credit for time served. Would counsel mind if I put credit for time served 1 day to make sure that is what's correctly reflected?
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine.
And Your Honor, while you're making those amendments, if I just may, Ms. Horton is a nice young woman who made a mistake. Her father is part of my universe of arts and entertainment, meeting with some lifestyle issues. So she was referred to my office, I believe, out of Fox Rothschild. Ms. Horton has been incredibly compliant throughout the entirety of this case. Her family is very concerned about her growth and development. Ms. Horton has already attended and completed a few of the required sentence issues and mitigation, and to show the court that she took this extraordinarily seriously, which she has. I don't believe there will be any hiccups with completing any of the outstanding sentence issues. We ask the court to approve the plea as negotiated, which Ms. Horton understands is 12 months credit for time served, balance probated, 40 hours community service, and alcohol drug evaluation and treatment if necessary, risk reduction, a victim impact panel. Is that correct, Ms. Horton?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Did you include the fine? I'm sorry, did you say the fine?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, and a $1,000 fine. I apologize for that. She understands there's a $1,000 fine plus court costs. We would ask, Your Honor, as it is a reckless driving, that when she completes the sentence requirements, if her probation can turn to non-reporting.
The state has no objection to that.
Given that it's her first offense, I would be inclined to have and it's a reckless driving, to have the probation terminate when she's completed the terms. I see no reason that she would have to go non-reporting, so I'm gonna have it terminate, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, anything further before I take the plea? Okay, if not, Ms. Horton, it's my understanding that you wish to plead no load to reckless driving and failure to exercise due care, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading no load to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Anyone forced or coerced you to plead no load?
No.
All right, we'll accept the no load plea as negotiated. Once you complete the terms of the sentence, then the probation will be terminated, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, ma'am. Mr. Schiffer, I have the paperwork here, but I don't have a signed copy from you.
Yes, Judge. I'd actually written Ms. Daniels and ASG Gathia this morning with express permission to sign my name. I was in court and had some other obligations yesterday, so didn't get the paperwork until the evening, and I've not had an opportunity to actually sign it, even though we have gone through it. I would ask the court and give express permission to sign my signature. Ms. Horton, I have gone through and explained and given you the opportunity to go through the entire plea paperwork, and you fully and completely understand it, correct?
Right.
Okay, all right. So if you can do that, Ms. Gathia, the court would appreciate it.
Did you want Ms. Bolton to sign for, or did you want me to sign?
Well, it was my understanding that Mr. Schiffer asked that you sign his name with express permission. Is that correct, Mr. Schiffer?
Yes, Judge. I sent it in an email this morning to Ms. Daniels and Ms. Gathia. It's the paperwork you have. It's in that. And it doesn't matter who signs my name as long as just the court recognizes that I've given and granted express permission to affix my signature to all the proper locations on the documents.
Do you have a problem with that, Ms. Gathia?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Thank you. All right. If nothing further, you all have a good day.
Thank you very much, Judge. And Ms. Horton, probation will be reaching out to you. I'm available. If there are any hiccups, please reach out to me immediately so that I can step in and stop anything from getting out of control. Thank you very much, Your Honor. I appreciate the work this morning and getting first.
Very good. It's not a problem. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Mr. Dodd, do you have an announcement?
Your Honor, just a brief announcement. Position number 1 on the show cause, Mark Beatty, who is physically present in the courtroom. As I stated earlier, he does qualify for the Service of Public Defender's Office. I'm requesting a bench trial in that case, Judge.
Okay. The bench trial date is going to be November 23rd.
November 23rd.
Yes, that's the last thing we'll do before Thanksgiving.
Can my client be excused, Judge?
Yes, have a good day, Mr. Beatty.
You want to sign the paperwork?
Say it again.
Sorry.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I haven't had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Haddad. Is he not interested in any offer at all?
No.
Apparently not.
He's not guilty.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. I know that, I remember that Ms. Gant wanted to go into a breakout room with one of the solicitors. That's on position number 10, I believe.
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you like to do that now, Ms. Gant?
Yes, Your Honor. Courtney Hughes.
Okay, and is that Ms. Githia's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Your
so,
Honor, I'm sorry, I also have a plea with Mr. Pereira, just so the court is aware.
are we ready on that?
Sorry, I apologize. Wrong solicitor.
Okay.
I'm ready for Mr. Gibson as well. But that's
Okay.
Erica Marshall's story. I apologize, Judge.
So are we ready on the plea now?
I am ready, Judge.
Okay, so let's put Ms. Gant and Ms. Githia into a breakout room and let's take the plea with Mr. Haddad. Thank you. You can give me about 20 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, that's position 6.
Yes, I believe so. Position 6. And it's Marshall's story.
Yes, sir.
You have either position 8 or position 12.
I have Mr. Gibson. What position is that? Is that the plea we're about to take?
Right, yes, that's the plea.
Yes, that's position 6. I do have position number 6, Your Honor. I don't have position number 12.
Okay, or position number 8.
And I do have position number 8. My apologies. I incorrectly stated that it was not my case, but I can put the offer on the record if needed.
Okay, are we ready to take the plea, Mr. Dodd?
I am ready.
Okay, so let's take the plea first and then go back to position number 8.
Okay.
And Your Honor, before we begin with the plea, it's difficult, of course, me being here and the solicitor being in Zoom. I was going to ask the court to deviate only on the community service and the fine. If the court is not inclined, we're still ready to proceed with the plea, Judge, but I just want to let the court know that I'll be requesting a slight deviation, Judge.
Well, Your Honor, that would take this outside of the realm of a negotiated plea, if that's the case.
Well, then we'll set it for trial then.
Okay, no, hold on.
I mean,
do you want to take a not? Let me at least hear what counsel has to say. All right, and let me hear from you, Mr. Dodd. And
sure, Judge. Your Honor, this is an incident, an offense that occurred between my client and his wife. They are estranged, they're separated. This is from 2 years ago. There's an admission of guilt, Judge. There was a scratch to her neck. They don't have any contact. Probation is obviously very appropriate. The Family Violence Intervention Program is very appropriate. I'm requesting, frankly, the waiver of the fine just in light of my client's limited ability to pay and a waiver of supervision. That's really my driving force behind the waiver of the fine. It's a $300 fine that the state is requesting. Community service, that's fine. I mean, it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, but it's really what I was pushing is the money part of it. And the reason I couldn't speak to the solicitor is I had difficulty getting hold of my client until this morning. And it's just difficult, obviously. So that's really my impetus. If the court is not inclined, I think my client still wishes to proceed with the plea. But that's really, it's more of a financial.
Would he be amenable to conversion of the fine to community service, 30 hours of community service, or will make it 90 hours of community
That'd be
service?
fine, Judge. Yes.
Okay. So, and I didn't understand the second request.
That was really it. The waiver of the cost supervision for the probation fees and the fine, Judge.
Okay. Yes, I'll waive the probation fees.
That's it.
I'll convert the $300 to 30 hours of community service. And given that he's going to be on probation the entire time, like I said, I'll waive all the probation fees to help him get down.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
You have any objection to that, Ms. Marshall's story? Basically, it's Jessica.
Right. No, I have no objection. Normally, I think Mr. Haddad and I could have negotiated that prior to court, but I understand he was unable to do that. But the state has no objection. I just ask if you would change the plea paperwork.
Yes, Mr. Dodd, would you mind? See, we can work things out.
Oh, I'm always able to work
I know.
things out. Mr.
I know.
Haddad seems to be having a few moments in the
This-
courtroom today. Not me.
We're fine. We're fine. It's one of those weeks for me for some reason. All right, let's see. Any, Mr. Gibson, good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Okay. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Ms. Marshall Story.
Your Honor, as Mr. Haddad has stated, the state has agreed to the following on a plea to the battery family violence, 12 months probation, the family violence intervention program, 90 hours of community service and no contact with the victim, Karen Gibson. The state has also agreed to no process the cruelty to children charge.
Let's see. I don't see the null process. Has that been sent over to the court?
No, Your Honor. Normally I'll send that after the plea has been tendered. And so I'll
Okay.
take care of that.
Okay, that's fine.
And
Thank
had
you,
this
Ms.
case gone to trial, the state would have been prepared to prove that on June 21st, 2020, that at the location of 4035 Roosevelt Highway in the county of Fulton, the state of Georgia, that the defendant did slap the victim, attempted to take money from her, and there was a brick nearby, and I'm sorry. Yes, I will just remain with the allegation that he did slap her left arm and attempted to take money from her.
Okay, Mr. Dunn.
Your Honor, I don't have anything else to add as far as the allegations, Judge. As I stated, this was 2 years ago. They don't live together. I think the plea is appropriate, and I thank the state for making that recommendation, Judge.
Mr. Gibson, it's my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct?
Sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and if by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Yes.
Did anybody force you to plead?
Oh, no.
No. Okay. I will accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Gibson. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet, okay?
Mhm.
And we will give you where you need to go to sign up for probation today, all right?
Okay.
All right, any questions for me?
Oh, no.
All right, good luck to you, Mr.
Okay,
Gibson.
Thank you, Judge. Just have a seat. We can give you a paperwork.
Okay. Let's see, I would like to go now to Mr. Hill's case. Or unless there's an announcement from Ms. Gant and Ms. Githia.
Your Honor, when I went into the breakout room, I don't know for whatever reason, Ms. Gant didn't come into the breakout room. I don't know
Okay,
if she was speaking with her client or.
Ms. Gant,
And of course, when I went into the breakout room, Ms. Githia wasn't there.
all right, so let's see if we can
Orca
get you all into a breakout room. Okay, so Mr. Hill, let's see, you have been charged in case 20 CR 004887F with battery family violence and battery and simple battery family violence. Ms. Marshall Story, what is the offer from the state on this matter?
Your Honor, I do have an offer. I understand that the defendant does not have counsel. I will say I was hoping to have been able to speak with someone simply because the offer may be a bit different depending on the status of the victim and the defendant and whether we ask that he plead guilty to the battery family violence or simply a battery. And I'm not sure how I can ascertain that information. I'm not able to make that determination based on the paperwork that I have.
Okay, so.
If that makes sense, I didn't want to go into a whole lot of detail, but I would need to understand the relationship in order to determine whether it's a battery family violence or just a battery.
Okay, Mr. Hill, I want you to remain silent because anything you say can and will be used against you, okay? So
Yes, sir.
I understand that Ms. Marshall's story needs some additional information, but that could affect, and I'm not exactly sure what that would, if it's going to entail whether this is a battery family violence or a battery charge. So I don't want you providing her with that information if it's going to be against your interest. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Ms. Marshall's story.
So with that being said, Your Honor, then the battery family violence, the state is requesting.
I still have a question, Ms. Marshall.
Oh, sure, yes.
So have you or has your victim advocate spoken with the alleged victim?
I don't, that question was not asked, and I'm not quite sure. Is Miss Shakithia in the courtroom?
Yes.
She's normally there. Is she there?
Yes,
Okay.
she's here. Have you all spoken with, tell me who the alleged victim is and if you've spoken with her.
Mr. Robert, no, Judge. I left him a voicemail. He had to return my call.
Okay. Did you hear that, Ms. Marshall's story?
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and tell me the alleged victim's name.
His name is Robert Wow Jr.
Spell the last name for me. Okay. All right.
I can try to contact him now if you want me to.
Okay. So if we can, I think what I want to do, Ms. Marshall's story, Mr. Hill, the state has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you're guilty of the violations that you have been charged with. Okay. You have the right to either have a bench trial, if you want to plead not guilty, a bench trial or a jury trial in this matter. If you request a bench trial, it will be before me sometime in the near future. If you request a jury trial, it will be returned to the division judge, and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. So with that being said, what would you like to do, sir?
I would like to plead not guilty. But is it possible if I could add on an additional statement?
Again, Mr. Hill, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you. I'm happy to hear, but you have to know that not only is that do we have solicitors present, but this is live on YouTube, and whatever you say will be there to be used against you at some further date. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, well, I'll retract my statement.
Okay, so given that you're going to enter into a not guilty plea, do you want to have a bench trial before me? Or would you
Yes,
like
sir,
to
please.
have? Okay, all right, so we're going to set you down for a bench trial calendar. That bench trial calendar is going to be on November 23rd, okay? So
Yes, sir.
it's going to be here in the courtroom in G33, so you'll have to come down to the court. And at that time, the state will be here. They will have the obligation to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you're guilty of these violations that you've been charged with, okay?
Okay.
All right, you have any other questions for me this morning?
No, sir, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor, before he leaves, I just want him to confirm his email.
Okay, Mr. Hill, can you confirm your email for me?
Yes, I'm doing it right now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hey, good morning.
Your Honor.
Who's speaking?
Robert, where
Oh, you're here, Mr. Weir. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how this
So,
works, so I didn't know. Yeah, I'm sorry.
all right, so hold on a second. So Ms. Marshall Story, your alleged victim is here on Zoom. Would you like to speak with Mr. Weir this morning?
Yes, could we go into a breakout room?
Yes. Okay, hold on, Mr.
Oh,
Hill.
well, is it better if he calls me since he's present? I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
No, well, you can go into a breakout room with him. That'll probably be easier to go into a breakout room.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if you all could do that since okay, yes, that's fine.
All right, so Mr. Weir, we're gonna put you into a breakout room with Ms. Marshall Story so you can discuss this matter.
Okay, do I have to click anything? Because I'm not too fancy with Zoom. Oh, it says
We'll try to assist you, Mr. Weir. Something's gonna pop up on your phone and you're gonna have to click on it.
Okay, I think he may be in.
Okay, I think he did.
Okay,
All
thank you.
right, so hold on for me, Mr. Hill. Let them discuss and I'll be back with you.
Okay.
He was trying to get on. He was trying to get on the phone.
John, if I may make an announcement.
Yes.
Position number 2 on the show cause, Michael Harper, he is here, Judge. He does qualify for the service of the public defender's office. If we can reset this case, so I can opt in and get to discovery, it's probably one of those cases we hopefully should be able to resolve.
October 5th, status calendar work.
That's works fine for me, Judge.
Okay, so position number 2 on the show cause calendar, Mr. Harper, is going to be reset for October 5th. And qualifies for the services of the public defender.
My client be excused, Judge?
Yes, have a good day, sir. You have a good address?
I do, Judge. I did
Okay.
get the address.
All right.
Your Honor, I think that's it for me here. So if I may be excused, Judge, go back to the office.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Waiting on her attorney to come. He in Superior Court. Yeah. Wait a minute, attorney. Yeah.
All right, so the court was going to be in recess until council returned.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay, that conversation was very, very helpful.
Okay.
The state actually has an application, and I will send the paperwork over to null process the battery family violence and to null process the simple battery family violence, leaving the battery on the accusation. And if the defendant is willing to take 3 anger management classes, the state will dismiss the battery charge.
So let's get Mr. Hill.
Yes, sir.
So did you hear that, Mr. Hill, that if you will take 3 classes, anger management, is that right, Ms. Marshall Story?
Yes, Your Honor, and he can actually do that online if he chooses, or he can go in person.
Right. All the charges will be dismissed if you take 3 anger management classes. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing?
Yes, sir, I can do that.
Okay. Can you get that done by October 15th? I'm sorry, by
Yes.
October 5th?
October 5th. I would make that a priority, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So I think that's a very good resolution to this matter. So what I'm gonna do is your email in the chat, Ms. Marshall Story?
It's not, Your Honor, but I'm putting it in right now.
Okay, so Mr. Hill, go ahead and get those anger management courses done as soon as possible. If you could mail completion of those classes to Ms. Marshall Story, then the next time that you come back on October 5th, we can just move forward with a dismissal on those cases, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Is that agreeable with you, Ms. Marshall Story?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll
And
reset
I just
Mr.
put my
Hill.
information in.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
You're
thank
quite
you
welcome,
all.
sir.
Thank you,
Okay,
Your Honor.
so Mr. Thank you.
Thank you,
for
Mr.
being
Ware.
here
You
for
can
me.
sign off.
Yes,
All right,
you
thank
also,
you. Guys,
Mr.
I'm
Hill.
set.
We'll see you next time.
Did you get mine? I have your.
Hold on, David.
You're free to go, Mr. Hill.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we are waiting for Ms. Githia to complete her conversation. And I believe that the rest of the cases are hers. And we're also waiting for one counsel to appear to make an announcement.
Honor has position 12-minute address on the status conference.
We're waiting for Ms. Githia to come back so that we can address Ms. McMahon. Okay, is there an announcement from Ms. Skipia or Ms. Gant?
She is speaking with her client now and should be coming back on momentarily.
Okay, in that case, Ms. Skipia, let's go to position number 12, Ms. McBath, if that's your case.
Yes.
McMath. So we have McMath, and I believe that this Caesarea, is that the alleged victim in the case?
Yes, yes, that's how to pronounce the name. Cassira Lawton.
Is that
Cassira.
Cassira? Okay. And the last name, what's the last name?
Lawton,
Lawton?
LAW, yes.
Okay, good morning, ma'am. Ms. Githia, do you need to speak with her this morning?
Yes, Your Honor. We can go to the breakout room for just momentarily.
Okay, so Ms. Lawton, I'm going to put you into a breakout room with Ms. Githia so that you can speak with her regarding this matter, okay?
Okay.
All right, and so just hold on for me, Ms. McMahon. So if we can put Ms. Githia and Ms. Lawton into a breakout room, please.
Your Honor.
Yes, Ms. Gant.
Thank you, Your Honor. For regarding Ms. Hughes, position 10, the announcement is that we are waiving arraignment, not guilty in jury trial.
Tell me the number again, Ms. Camp, please.
Position 10, Courtney Hughes.
Okay. All right, so we'll send you a case management order and the paperwork formally requesting a jury trial for Ms. Hughes.
Yes, Your Honor. And Your Honor, regarding position, it is Corey Clark. Let's see. This is position 3 on Orca C status conference.
Okay.
According to my notes, the address that I have on file is the same address that is listed in Odyssey. So I do not have a different address. And I would ask that we reset this case.
Okay, I'll reset it for the show cause calendar on October 5th.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Githier is speaking with an alleged victim in a breakout room. That's what we're holding for. We're also holding for an attorney for a defendant who has appeared in court. So we'll wait for Ms. Githier's return.
Send an announcement, Ms. Gutierrez.
Honor, given the fact that what was told on the date of the incident and what was told today, there's some inconsistencies. We won't be able to null process this case. The offer is 12 months probation, family violence intervention program, and no further violent contact with Cassira Lawton.
Huh?
Okay, so, Ms. McMath, they are declining, the state is declining to dismiss the matter. As such, you've heard what their offer is. You have the option at this point of either accepting the offer, asking the court for a bench trial, which will be before.
Excuse me.
Okay, Ms. Lawton, please, don't interrupt the court, okay? I'm in the middle of speaking. I'll be happy to hear from you at some point, but I'm addressing Ms. McMath at this point.
Okay.
So, Ms. McMath, again, the options are to accept the offer of the state, to go forward with a non-negotiated plea, to request a bench trial, if to plead not guilty, and request a bench trial or a jury trial. If you request a bench trial, that will be before me sometime in the not so distant future. If you request a jury trial, the case will be returned to the division judge, and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, which will be sometime in the future. Do you understand your options at this point, Ms. McMath?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
What would you like to do at this point?
I'm gonna request a bench trial.
Okay, so that bench trial is going to be on November 23rd. Okay, so what I'll need for you to do is it's going to be in person. It's going to be down here. I'm in G33 in the courthouse. The state is going to have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you're guilty of the violation that you've been charged with, okay? So when you come, if you want to present any evidence, if you want to testify, that's up to you. You do not have to testify. You do not have to present any evidence, but if you want to do that, you'll have that opportunity at that point. And once this, and I'll make the decision regarding guilt or innocence, okay?
Your Honor.
Do you have any additional questions for me today?
I don't know, as far as the bench trial, that who is allowed to come? Is the victim and myself allowed to come, or, I mean, how does that go?
Anyone's allowed to come. So you're allowed to bring any witnesses that you want to. Know that the state has to prove the case, okay? So the state has to present testimony of witnesses to the court to prove their case. So you don't have to prove anything. But if you do want to present witnesses, you can do that. And as this is an open courtroom, anyone's allowed to be here. So
Okay.
okay. Do you have any additional questions for me, Ms. McMahon?
No, Your Honor. That's about it. I appreciate it.
And Ms. McMahon, can you have the ability to check the chat? You're going to get a notice of this hearing. You're getting verbal notice from me today, but you'll get a notice. And I'm also being asked for you to check the chat on this, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, Ms. Lawton, I believe that you had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't have a question. I just said that I didn't want to further the case and I didn't want to press charges.
Okay, so it's up to the state to move the case forward or not move the case forward. So it is in their hands right now, Ms. Lawton. So that is something that's not up to you as the alleged victim. It's up to the state. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Good luck to all of you. I'll see you back on November 23rd. Is there anything else that we need?
Did you have the victims to check your check for me?
Ms. Lawton, I'm also asked from the victim advocate that you check your chat also, please.
Yes, I can.
Okay, anything further?
Yes.
All right, ladies, then have a good day.
You too, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, regarding Miss Olivia Horton's plea, I noticed in the plea and verdict form that she signed on the not guilty side. Will we need her to come back in to sign on the correct side, or how would you like to handle that?
Can you contact Mr. Schiffer for the court and let him know what the problem is? And maybe he can assist in getting the paperwork corrected.
Okay.
And let's see, we are still holding on position number 14. I think that's the last case that we have on the 9 o'clock calendars. We do have an 11:30 calendar that will either be a motion hearing, I guess, or a plea. I do have the plea paperwork here. So while we continue to hold, Ms. Bolton, if you want to go through the calendar.
Sorry, Your Honor, position 14 was that already addressed?
I said we're still holding on.
Oh, we're still holding. I'm sorry.
She's here in court with us, and
My apologies.
that's fine. Ms. Sanders, have you heard anything from your counsel as of yet?
He got called in for a last minute case and he's on his way to the court.
So he's on his way here? Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Your Honor, so I can start with the Orca show cause. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So position 1 is a bench trial reset to 11:23. Position 2, reset 10:05. Position 3, bench warrant. Position 4, dead docket. Position 5, bench warrant. And position 6, bench warrant. On the Orca status conference, position 1 was no price on 8/17. Position 2, jury trial requested. Position 3, reset 10:05 show cause. Position 4, bench warrant. Position 5, reset 10:05. Position 6 was a plea. Position 7, jury trial request. Position 8, reset 10:05. Position 9 is a plea. Position 10, jury trial requested. Position 11, reset 10:05. Position 12, bench trial 11:23. Position 13, reset 9:28 for motions. Position 14, we're holding on position 14. Position 15 is a jury trial requested, and position 16 is a no cross.
Okay, any questions regarding that? All right, which solicitor has position 14, Ms. Sanders?
That is my case, Your Honor.
Okay, and on the 11:30 calendar, Ms. Lori Bell, whose case is that?
Your Honor, that's my case. Counsel indicated through a conversation via email with myself and Ms. Bolton that she would try to get on earlier. She was in court in a different jurisdiction, but would try to get on the Zoom call before the 11:30 calendar.
Okay, so we have these two cases to take up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be in recess until someone appears. Excuse me. Now let's see. I'm happy to have everyone stay on, but if you're not related to either of these cases and you would like to go on about your day, please feel free to. Okay, so we'll be in recess until we hear from counsel in one of these two positions.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just so that you all know, Ms. Sanders, is position number 14 on the calendar, wanted to address the court regarding her case. I know that you're represented by Mr. Campbell, is that correct?
I plan on finding a new attorney.
Okay, so what I'm going to do today is that I know that you have been in court since the beginning of court this morning. We appreciate you being here. I'm going to reset your case until.
Sir, I'm sorry, I have a newborn at home and I live all the way in Gwinnett County. I just wanted to plead not guilty today.
Okay, all right. So, but since you do have counsel that is of record for you, I'm not going to be able to do anything with your case today. So what I am willing to do is, and I appreciate that you have a newborn. If there's a date that would be best for you, I'm happy to have you back. I'm happy to give you some time to do what you need to do in regards to counsel in the matter. Okay, is this Mr. Campbell?
Yeah.
Yes, good morning. Your client wanted to address the court, so why don't I do this? Why don't I let you all step outside and speak on the matter?
Thank you.
Okay. All right, and it appears that we do have others that have joined us. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Manel Shahimi on behalf of Miss Lori Bell.
Good morning. I see that Miss Bell is with us also. Miss Bell, if you could activate your camera for the court and unmute yourself, please.
I'm texting her too, Judge, just to make sure there's no technical difficulties, because I know she was getting to her car. She's not driving, just sitting in there. There she is.
Okay, good morning. Initially, this was placed on my motions calendar for this morning, but subsequently I've received paperwork regarding a plea in the matter. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
And have counsel and the state completely worked out the terms?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, go ahead, Ms. Shahimi.
I'm sorry, Ms. Marshall, sir, you go ahead.
Ms. Shahimi, yes, we've had the opportunity to speak, Your Honor, and I will allow Ms. Shahimi, if you don't mind, you can go ahead and put the offer on the record. I was pulling out one other item. Thank you.
Sure, Your Honor, this is going to be a plea to the reckless driving. It will be a nolo contendere plea. The terms and conditions are at 12 months to be served on probation. 12 months, 3 days in custody, credit for time served, released on time served. The balance of 11 months and 27 days to be served on probation. It's a $600 fine plus surcharges, 240 hours of community service, alcohol, drug evaluation, and any recommended treatment, DUI risk reduction course, one Mothers Against Drunk Driving Victim Impact Panel, and then null pros any remaining counts.
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. I'll forward the null process as soon as we're able to complete the plea.
Okay. Ms. Bell, if you'll raise your right hand for me, please. And you'll have to unmute yourself, ma'am. Okay. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Marshall-Story, anything further?
Your Honor, I can briefly put the facts on the record. Had the state proceeded to trial in this matter, we would have been prepared to prove that on April 10th, 2019 at approximately 12:54, the officer observed a white Volkswagen convertible driving on Peachtree Road near Lenox, and the driver was failing to maintain lane. After stopping the vehicle and speaking to the driver, the officer was able to smell alcohol on her breath. She had watery, bloodshot eyes and refused to submit to a preliminary breath sample, but did do field evaluations. Upon completing those field evaluations, the defendant was placed under arrest for DUI. As the court is aware, the officer in question is having some very difficult healing as a result of an injury obtained on the job. The state did discuss this with Ms. Shahimi. She was aware as well, and we were able to come to this resolution.
Okay. Anything further, counsel?
Judge, just I will like the court to know that Ms. Bell has been incredibly proactive with completing conditions in this matter, has taken it very seriously. She has completed, I believe, every condition in advance of court. As I said, she's taken this matter very seriously, taken the charge very seriously, and is done everything that she can and has made some very significant changes in her life over the last year, and has done everything that she can to make sure she's never in this position again. We would ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated and allow her the opportunity to put this matter behind her.
Is there a request from counsel once the terms of probation are completed, what is done with probation?
We would ask that the probation terminate, or at the very least that she is allowed to non-report. We understand that's at the discretion of the court. I'm not sure if the state has any position on that.
Your Honor, the state is fine with whatever the court deems appropriate.
Okay, I'll allow probation to terminate once she completes the terms. Anything further before I take the plea?
No, Your Honor, just I'm
Nothing
sorry.
further.
There is actually, it is going to be a plea under nolo contendere, and I do realize that that was not circled on the plea and verdict form. I have no objection if the court wants to impose that and circling it on the documents. If the court does not mind doing that on our behalf, we have no objection.
Okay, that's just been done. Okay, and let's see, Ms. Bell, it's my understanding that in case 19 DF 0000222F, you wish to plead nolo contendere to reckless driving. Is that correct? You're on mute, Ms. Bell. You're on mute, Ms. Bell.
I'm so sorry. Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Fine. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No,
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
very, very much so.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and by pleading nolo contendere to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
I understand.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead nolo?
No, sir.
I'm going to accept the nolo plea as negotiated. Once you complete the terms of the sentence, Ms. Bell, the probation will terminate, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further on Ms. Bell this morning?
How did she check in? Oh, sorry, Ms. Marshall's story. How does she check in with probation? Will they contact her, or?
We'll give her their contact information. Is that right?
Correct. And also, I just emailed counsel the probation form, and it actually has the information at the top.
Okay. Did you hear that?
I did, Your Honor. I'll
Okay.
make sure that that's sent over to Ms. Bell.
All right. You all have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you,
We
Judge.
appreciate
Have a
you.
good day.
Hello.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Marshall's story. Good to see you.
Same here.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and finally, we have position 14 on the 9 o'clock calendar. Attorney Campbell, if you and your client would come to the podium, or excuse me. Good morning, Mr. Campbell. Where do we stand at the present time?
Yes, Judge. I do need to speak with
Mr. Radio, we have had several email.
Ms. Marshall Story is the solicitor that's handling the matter in the Orca for the Orca calendar this morning. I'm happy to let you speak with, oh, I'm sorry, is it Ms. Githia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Githia is handling the matter for the state this morning. Do you need to speak with her?
Yes, so if I could step out and give her a call and I'll report back.
Do you have her number?
Is it the same number on your email? Are you available
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, all right. So we'll hold for your announcement.
thank you.
All right. Court will be in recess until council returns.
You can come right here.
We have an announcement, council?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Judge, we request to put the Sanders case on the jury trial calendar.
Okay. We will get you to sign a formal jury trial request. We will return the case to the division judge. You'll get notification of your next hearing date, and we'll send you a case management order. And we can get that to you today so that we'll be done with that here, and it'll be returned. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I believe that concludes our 9 o'clock calendar. Anything further from anyone that we still have on Zoom?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
I'm getting that paperwork over to you from Ms. Horton.
Okay, very good. So you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next week.
All
You
right, have
too,
a good day.
Judge. Have a great
All right.
weekend.
Thank you all.